You absolutely know that I've got yarn and I've got looms. Hi guys, and welcome to the Lopsided Crafter. My name is Erica and I'm coming to you from beautiful South Carolina, where the temperature is currently cold. Absolutely cold. It's a high of 50 something today. Yeah. Bipolar weather. We have already planted our garden and we've got a frost advisory, so we're gonna have to go out, cover all of our buckets. We normally do a bucket garden down here where we live because there's a lot of red clay. And certain things are easier to plant versus others. So to make everything simple, we just normally use a bucket garden. Okay, so I've got some acquisitions. I'm excited to show you guys what I got. You absolutely know that I've got yarn and I've got looms. Which reminds me, if you haven't had a chance to see the video that we uploaded earlier, go check that out. It's a little infomercial about the upcoming loom knitting series that we are putting on here at the Lopsided Crafter. So, let's get started. What did we get? Well, I got another order, shipment, if you will, from We Crochet. I picked up some more dishing, just two colors. This time I got silver and pomegranate. So yeah, I got four of this color and 5 of this color. If you do not know anything about Dishy, they are 100% cotton, machine wash, cold, tumble, dry, low. There's a knitting gauge of a 7 to 8 size needle will give you 4.5 stitches per inch. And I to a K will give you 11 to 14 single crochet in 4 inches. So these are the two colors that I've got. I've got an idea for a crocheted handbag, not necessarily handbag, but a bag with a strap that is in my mind that I want to work out, and in cotton I think it will be perfect. So I will be working on that design here shortly, and I more than likely will be calling for testers for that when it is ready. In addition to this little order, I did pick up this little cute project bag. It is made with the clear vinyl, and I read some reviews where people said that their bags were flimsy. It's not flimsy at all, at least for me. Maybe they got a bad batch, I'm not sure. But this is a very thick, durable clear vinyl. Also picked up one in the medium. And one in the large. I love project bags. I really especially like ones that have the clear vinyl on them. So you can kind of see what's in the project, you know, what you're working on. Sometimes when you go and put whips off to the side, you may or may not remember what, you know, was in that particular bag. So I like it when I have the ones with the clear vinyl. Much like this other one that I have from, oh, excuse me, my allergies are just killing me right now. Whimsical Stitches, where he puts the clear vinyl on this. I would show you this, but I'm gonna be frogging it and actually putting this yarn into another project. So there's really no sense in showing you the progress of said sock because it's not gonna be a sock anymore. So let's show you what I got as far as looms. I made this order. It's been over a month, but I have not had a chance to show you guys. So I do want to show you what I got. I got this project bag. It does say Looming Queen on it. There's a pocket up here. There are several pockets here on the inside. It's got it's got this clip where this hooks into it on the front, and then it also has some Velcro over here on the side. Nice, sturdy bag. I'm not sure that you would be able to put a big project in it, but definitely a medium-sized, or if you don't have a lot of room, you may be able to even store some looms in it. It just depends on how many you have. So let's talk about what I got. Let's talk about it. Well, the first thing is, every time, well, not every time, but a majority of every time that I order from Cindy Woodcrafts, I always get one of these. And this is a yarn guide. Basically, this particular one is just an ink pen where the guts have been taken out. You feed your yarn through this, and it is a tensioner, which helps you keep the same amount of tension on your yarn for looming. Looming is a little bit different, so we're not using our hands and our fingers to keep the tension on our stitches, so you definitely want to consider something like this. If you do not have an ink pen that you can take the guts out of, a straw will work. Just cut it down to where it's comfortable to work with. That's my little tip for the day. I also tend to get a couple of their loom knit hooks. They have these little pencil grips on them. They are very, very sharp, so be careful. And once you've used this a little bit and this starts warming up to your hands, if you will, it loosens and you can actually pull the tip of this out to make it a little bit longer if it's, more comfortable for your hand. I've got several of these and I really like them. Although, my favorite loom hooks are probably from Steve of Artisanal Turnings on Etsy. Yes, I have 3. Doesn't mean that I won't have more the next time you see me. These things are so comfortable in your hand. They're made with resin. They are ergonomic, so they fit in my hands just perfectly. With having arthritic hands, they are a dream. This one came from a wonderful friend of mine for Christmas. My husband and I had recently purchased some land, and she thought of me when she got this hook because it reminded her of our new purchase. This one was already pre-named, and I want to say that it was called Alien Skies or Alien Sunset or something to that effect, but it's beautiful. I love it. And this one, if any of you guys have been following me for any period of time, you guys know that I absolutely, positively, super duperly, is that even a word? Love Outlander. This kind of reminds me of Outlander for some reason when I picked these colors. So I named it Cessnick. I have my own Cessnick loom knit tool. Yeah. Anyway, I will definitely put the link to Steve's shop in the show notes. As a reminder, the show notes will be on our website, www.thelopsidedcrafter.com. So what kind of tools did I get? Could they be considered tools? Probably. They're tools of the trade, right? Okay. So the first loom, newest loom that I got is this beauty right here. Now, this is a 60 peg loom, and it is a 1/4 inch gauge, okay? 1/4 inch means from the center of the peg to the center of the peg next to it. This would be typically used for socks. You might be able to get a preemie hat out of it, but it would have to be an extremely small head. You could definitely use this for toys. This particular loom, you use the sock weight, so I don't really know that you would want to make toys out of it, but the possibility is there. So for me, sorry that I just moved the camera with my foot. For me, because I'm a little extra when it comes to certain things, I got to. Only because I do like to knit my socks in tandem. So I feel that they get done a lot faster that way, at least for me, so I don't end up with that one sock syndrome where I've got one done and one not. If I'm knitting them both at the same time, I feel like I can get them done quicker. I know I have been asked if I have a video for socks for the KB looms. Because I have not quite got the pattern to where I want it to be. I have not published it. I am not satisfied with it. I am not satisfied with the way it's turning out. I think the stitches are way too thick, or not thick, tight, and they really don't have any stretch. I've tried it on the her loom as well as the his loom. Now, they are the same gauge as this particular loom. However, I find that sometimes with the nylon and the nylon pegs and the stretchability or movement, if you will, that sometimes what doesn't work on one will work on the other. You know, that kind of goes with anything. You know, you have your preferences. Some like, for example, the Susan Bate hooks, and some like the boy as far as crochet. I am going to be working on a pattern for this in the near future, so that will probably go along with our loom knitting series. So you definitely want to stay tuned for those videos. And I'm going to be talking more in depth about the different looms. I have done a video on that previously, but I'm going to go into a little bit more detail, I think, of why I like certain looms and why I don't. So yeah, stay tuned for that coming soon. The next thing I got was another, and yes, I say another because I already have 2 of these. I got another universal hat and scarf loom. This is a 1/4 inch gauge, 15 inches long, and it's 130 pegs all the way around. It does come with 2 sliders. You can move these up and down so that way you can work on either side of the loom. I do not use these for hats and scarves. I'm not saying that you can't, because that's generally what they were made for. I use them for, yet again, socks. I can move my spacers wherever I need them to have an equal amount of stitches on both sides and knit both pair of socks at the same time. That's why I have these. So again, whatever pattern I make on this one, the 60 peg, I can make it to where I have 60 pegs in the round on one side on this one, and use the pattern for either one because they are both the same gauge. What else did I get? Well, they had these adorable little swatch looms. I know. Gauge swatching to most people is, they feel it is very unnecessary. Well, here's the deal. As my husband would say, here's the deal. Why spend all that time working on a garment, whether it's loom knitting, knitting, crochet, only to find out that your gauge is off and you have spent all that time and it's either way too big or way too small? Taking that extra 15, 20, 30 minutes to whip it up and then block it, and then however long it takes to dry, if it takes a day, it takes a day. Taking that extra time, trust me, will save you in the long run. Not only does it help you for, say, your garments, but it can also help you with blankets, afghans. Imagine that you are in the middle of a project and you have not kind of gauge swatched on what you've already started to determine that you have enough yarn. And you get to the point where you don't. And then you go to the store and they either A, it's out of stock, or B, no longer carry it. You've worked all that time on it, when if you would have just measured your gauge and determined, hey, I need 2 more balls or whatever. Take the extra time. So, Cindy Woodcrafts now has, and I can't get them all in my hand, little gauge swatch looms, which I love. I love, love, love. Now, the smaller ones are not marked, so I will have to go back in and figure out which ones they are. But we have this teeny one little here. Then we have this one. I know this one is a 1/4 inch, and I'm almost positive that this is the 3/8 inch. Not sure which one this one is off the top of my head, so I will find out and let you guys know. But this is just a, you know, a great little handy tool to have for gauge swatching. Pull it out, make yourself up a little swatch, follow the pattern, what have you. Pop it off, measure it, do whatever you got to do, and boom. That way you ain't got to pull out one of these great big ones just to make your swatch. Now, these bigger ones have been marked. This first one is the 1/2 inch. And these are 2, 4, 6. This particular one is 7. You could use it at, and make a 7-stitch blanket instead of the 10-stitch. Cute little guy. Make up your little gauge swatch, whatever. My next one is a 5/8, and again, you could do, you know, this one has 6, so you could do a 6-stitch blanket on this one. And this one has 5. This is the 3/4 inch. I don't typically use the 3/4 inch only because it requires like the jumbo size yarn. I'm not a big jumbo yarn person. I'm not even really much of a bulky person, which would be used on the 5/8. You can get away with holding 2 strands of worsted weight together. The 1/2 inch, we typically use 1 strand of worsted weight. You could also use 1 strand of bulky on this one. All these down here are going to be either your DK weight, sport weight, or most definitely your fingering weight. So I'm excited about these, especially with our loom knitting series coming up. I can use these little guys to show you guys the different stitches, how the yarns work with different looms and that kind of thing. So yeah. Now that is going to be a series of proportion, if you will. It's not going to be like bam, 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 bam. It's going to be a several month series of the knitting and the knit two together, the purl, the SSK. I've also already had somebody ask if I would include how to fix mistakes on that series. And I will. But I do have to let you know that there are certain looms and certain yarns that you're using that sometimes it's very hard to fix a mistake as far as like dropping a stitch. But I hope after participating in this series and showing you how to hold your yarn, how to let it guide through your hands and that kind of thing, that your drop stitches may slow down. Not to say it's not going to happen. I myself drop stitches too. But yes, I will definitely include that in our series. So, I think that is about it for this one. I really don't have any works in progress that I can show you. I did show the chest knit yesterday from Cozy Up Knit, so I've only done one more row since I showed that to you. So I'll save that for the next video. All the other things that I'm working on, I really can't show because they are upcoming designs that I'm working on. Let's see. I do have a few things that are coming in the mail, and so when they come, I'm definitely going to do a video with that. I've got 2 bags coming from JoJo Bags by Jody, which happens to be the mother of the beautiful sisters of Cozy Up Knits. So I've got 2 bags coming all the way from Canada, and I am so excited. Yes, so excited to get those. I have been a big fan of their channel for a very long time. And I had the opportunity to purchase some of Jody's bags, and I'm excited that I got to do that. I also have some yarn coming from Creek Garden Yarns. I want to say that's the name of it. I will, I'll put the scroll on the bottom. You know how that goes. Some 100% Pima cotton in fingering weight that is hand dyed. I can't wait to get that too. That is also coming from Canada. With the shipping, the way it is now, I'll get it when I get it. But as soon as I do, you guys will be the first to see it. So other than that, I think that's about all I've got to show right now. Again, like I said, I don't really have any works in progress that I can actually share. Maybe a sock. I don't know if I showed this the other day or not. I am working on a sock, and I actually think I did show it. And I've started the heel flap and gusset. I'm trying different heels out because I want to see which ones are going to fit my foot the best. Speaking of socks, have you seen the update video on Summer Sock Camp 2021 hosted by none other than Kay, the crazy sock lady? If you haven't, you definitely need to go over to her channel and watch that video. She's got sponsors this year, as the same as last year. There's going to be 4 cabins, and I will let you guys watch that video and get all the information. But she's got some sponsors this year, some for yarn and some for bags. I actually ordered my bag, one of my bags this morning, that will have Summer Sock Camp 2021 on it. Love it. So that won't be shipped, I believe, until mid-May. So yeah, I mean, you don't have to use the yarn that is being made for sock camp. You can actually use any sock yarn that you want. You can even crochet them if you don't knit, which I think is fantastic that Kay actually includes us crocheters as well as the knitters in on that. So what else? I've been watching a lot of new channels, but I think that I'm going to save that for another video so that I can actually link those. I've had an idea and I want to see what you guys think about it. I would love to do, whenever I do a whip video, I would love to share what you guys are working on as well. So if that is something that you would be interested in and you don't mind having your picture, well, not your picture necessarily, but a picture of what you're working on this YouTube video, please hashtag me on Instagram, TLC the Lopsided Crafter.com. Well, not .com. Just TLC the Lopsided Crafter. Hashtag that. The hashtag will be below. All my Instagram info's below. Hashtag me with the picture. And I would love to show everybody what you're working on. You know, you guys only get to see what we as influencers are working on. And unless we're in a group together somewhere on Facebook or somewhere else, nobody really gets to see what you guys are working on. And I think that's important too. So if that interests you, do the hashtag on Instagram. And if you're not on Instagram, that's fine. You can email me. tlcthelopsidedcrafter@gmail.com. And we will get all those together on our next video. So I look forward to you guys sharing with me what you're working on. I'm excited. So anyway, I want to thank everybody for returning and watching. And if you're new, thank you so much for stopping by. Please consider hitting that like button. And if you haven't already, maybe hit that subscribe button and the little bell so you'll be notified when we have upcoming videos. And until next time, guys, thanks for stopping by. We love you.